What is up everyone, my name is Sam, back with VegaGames.com. Now today, if you just want to go straight to the unboxing, click on the screen right about now, but if you want to carry on, listen to a bit of an introduction, keep on listening, which I guess you are because you're still listening. But anyway, today we are unboxing the Roxio Game Capture HD Pro. Now before I get on with that product, I just want to let you guys know, this is the second in that line. They do have the Roxio Game Capture, the standard edition. It's all, all good and all that, but you can play in HD as you normally would, but you can only record in 480p. That's where the HD Pro comes in. You can record in full 1080p, which is just really good for that YouTube quality, and people will love your videos if you're recording for YouTube, that is. And that obviously means that you have a few more outputs that are enabled on this device, and it is HDMI. Obviously with the old standard ones you would just use component cables, and the good thing about that is they actually came included with the standard edition, unlike the Roxio Game Capture HD Pro, which does not have any HDMI cables included, but you can also use component cables if you're wanting to as well. So good thing about the HD Cap Pro is that you get the option if you want to go HDMI or component, but at the end of the day it's all powered by USB, which is all jolly. Anyway, let's get on to the boxing. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. So as you can see here, we have the packaging and the product inside. So this is the Game Capture HD Pro by Roxio, and you can quite clearly see the product right in the middle of the packaging right here, quietly sealed by plastic, and yeah, it's got quite a nice glossy covering. So over to the back then. We have, they straight from the bat, they give us 5 good pointers, and if you can't see that, here's a quick image, and it says capture, stream, edit, share, and easy to set up. And this is the really big pointers, which I think is crucial for any game capture card. Now, it says capture. Well, this card, unlike the previous card that they created, can actually, like I said, record in 1080p. Now, for the growing community on YouTube, this is really important, because this is what people want to see. They don't want to see, especially as the internet's getting better for people all around the world, people wanting to see these better quality videos coming up that they can see with their new internet. So the next one is stream. Now, streaming is something which has recently come in around about last year, come into popularity, and to be able to have your console streaming or stream from your console, this is a big advantage, because most people who stream on twitch.tv, and this does have the card, you can, using the software, directly stream to the twitch.tv servers, and most people do play on PC when they go onto Twitch, but you have people like Optic and people who specialize in one console who do play on their Xbox, and they have a very intricate, complicated, quite expensive setup, but this allows you to be able to create a nice, easy setup for a low cost. Now, that is very important. So the streaming is something which is coming very soon, and I believe in the next year it's gonna sort of really take over the gaming community on the internet. Anyway, over to edit then. So the package does come with its own editing software. Now, I haven't, from recording this, haven't actually tried it out yet, so I haven't got very much to say about it so far. I might do a little, overview on the editing software, but I don't really want to use the serial code because I might give away the product later in the month. But yeah, so it does come with its very own editing software, which it's great if you don't have Sony Vegas or any of the Adobe programs, or just don't want to really use Windows Movie Maker or something a bit cheaper. Now share. So from obviously as I'm just unboxing the video, I haven't actually got into the product yet, but it's pretty nice that you can see, you can share to YouTube and Facebook. Have you seen how many videos are now on Facebook? Why don't you post your gameplay? People have been posting Vine videos, Instagram videos. Now let's start up some gaming videos on Facebook. That should be interesting. Easy to set up. Now, from what I've heard, it is much easier to set this up on the Xbox compared to the PS3. Even though you can do it with both of them, I heard it's much easier, and by looking at the instruction manual, which I'll show you in a minute, it's only like, I don't know, a tenth of how much instructions needed for the Xbox compared to the PS3. But they're both possible, and I personally got an Xbox, so when I do the quality test later in the video, I will be showing you with the Xbox. So yeah, very easy to set up. I've actually had a few capture cards and before, and this one so far is the easiest one I've done by far. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this image all the way over to the left, and down at the bottom of the page, obviously you couldn't really see it in the video, so I took a picture of this once again. It is what is included in the box. Now you have the Roxio Game Capture HD Pro device, which is obvious because that's why you're sort of buying it for, a USB cable, and the Roxio Game Capture software, and a getting started guide, which is very cool. Now it does note, some people were complaining that it didn't come with a HDMI cable, but it does say on the package, HDMI cable can be provided by the user. Now, by me, I'm happy with that. HDMI cable is very cheap, but it would be nice to see it, maybe involved in the package at a later date. But for now, I have my own cable, so it's all cool. So now moving on to the actual unboxing part, where I take out the package or the product and stick it on the table. Now, very hard product to get into actually. It's the box is very sturdy, and I need to take some scissors out and cut it open. So you see the little plastic white sticker on the plastic box. I didn't notice it the first time I opened the box, but after looking at the product after I did the unboxing, it did actually say the disc and instructions, the quick start guide is within the box hidden, so make sure you check that out. Now here you see the, I would estimate 1 to 2 meter cable, where it is the USB cable which gives the device power and transfer all the data which you're recording and the usual stuff. But it's gold plated, which is really cool, and this is the side that plugs right into the computer. And in a minute you're about to see the side which plugs into the device and delivers all the power, retrieves all that good data you're collecting off the device. So the actual device itself, a very looking device indeed. I love the pattern on it, and the whole sort of design of it looks very clean. Now if you want to scroll back a little bit, you'll be able to see it in a bit more detail, but the circle on the right, the little one, that actually indicates with a light when it has power, so that is very cool. And little suggestion, I wouldn't mind that being also a power button, so you can actually turn off the device, because after testing it, and you'll see that capture test in a minute, it would be quite nice to turn off the device by the device sometime when you're not using it, because at the end of the day it will also have power going through, even if you, for example, you've got your computer on standby, and obviously the only way you can fully truly turn it off is, well, if it's still plugged in, is when your computer's off. So having that as a power button would be quite smart and quite a nice idea. Anyway, over to the actual device. So on the one side you can see all the outputs. Now the output side actually has a USB connector in, where you're going to stick in the USB lead, and it's going to give its power and deliver all the necessary stuff it needs. And you can see the first ones, the cut little holes, which are the inputs, but also the output of the video. Here's the components with the HDMI on the far right. Now over to the side you see a very cool little pattern, which is just the side grill, which is a bit unnecessary, but it looks cool. Now over to the flip side of where the other outputs were is the inputs, and on the left side here you have the lovely HDMI followed by the component inputs, so very nice indeed. Now moving on to the bottom, you can see the little grips where the little rubber pads or whatever they are. That's going to mean that they're not going to have to scratch any surfaces you put it on, maybe glass and just other stuff like that, and it makes it so it doesn't move around when you're using it. So that's very helpful indeed, and I'm definitely not going to worry where I place this product now, just because I know it's going to be sturdy, and it also has a few branding stuff, icons, whatever you want to call them, down at the bottom there. Very nice product indeed. Let's move on to the capture test and see how that went down. So welcome back guys to a brand new gameplay. I'm joking. Well, yeah, this is Modern Warfare 2 with the capture card, and I am very impressed on the quality. I mean, it is recording at 1080p, 30 frames, and the program and the drivers which I had to install to, well, record, they were so simplistic, and I liked it. I mean, normally I like things that are a little bit more complex, but I have to admit I really was quite surprised on how easy it was to just record. Much more easier back in the day when you used to have to do so much more. But anyway, so here's a little comparison between a HD PVR, which is quite an old clip, which was recording at 720, and my 1080p clip, which is what I record today. So I had to descale the 1080p clip, which is, I guess, could maybe make it a little bit worse quality, but you never know. And they're both recording in the same format, which is M2TS, and yeah, I'm actually using the HDMI cable, which is actually very easy to set up. I mean, it's much more easy the component when you've got about 110 little cables. So literally what I've got is a HDMI cable coming from the back of my Xbox into the device, and then from the output section on the other side I have got the HDMI going straight to the TV, and it's really that simple. And then the USB, which is connecting the device to the television, sorry, a little bit wrong, the device to the computer, where then the capture software then picks up the device as the HD Cap Pro by Roxio, and it's like, I want to capture all the information which is on here. And here's a quick print screen on how the recording situation works on the computer, and there literally is just a start button to record, and it's completely that simple. You can see how much disk space you got on one side, how much it's writing, you know, as soon as you start recording, and yeah, it's a very easy program to use to. And I know the bitrate you can do maximum on 1080p is only 15K, which is good enough for YouTube. I mean, if you're going to be editing with these clips, as some people do, Modern Warfare clips or whatever game you're doing on the console, this is not 60 frames, so well, you won't have a very smooth clips to do some good slow-mo with. But apart from that, very, very happy with the quality. And compared to the HD PVR, which is still much more expensive than the Roxio, I think it's great. The Roxio is a nice, simple capture card for even beginners and people who know what they're doing to use. And for anyone who's wondering, pricing and availability is down below, and I would like to thank you so much, Roxio, for sending us the card to review. It is a great product. I'm actually really enjoying it, and I can't wait using it in the future. It's gonna be really easy to capture any console and also live stream. That's something which I'm gonna be also doing now. I've now got the option to actually live stream my console, which is amazing. Now, like I said, thank you, Roxio, for that. But if you guys are wondering, I did say something about a giveaway earlier, and that is true. Later in this month, we are doing giveaways on Twitter and Facebook. This is the Bayo Games Twitter and Facebook. I'm actually going to drop the one we're doing on YouTube, because right now the YouTube community, we don't really have a significant amount of people here. So please make sure you do look over there and like the Facebook and follow us on Twitter. We just hit 86,000 likes on Twitter. That is, sorry, not Twitter, on Facebook. That is just incredible. But the one catch is, they're going to know first about the competitions, but they're going to have to come over here to watch the videos, which I'm going to tell you what you need to do to enter the contest to win your very own Roxio Game Capture HD Pro, which is just going to be amazing. But apart from that, if you want more information about the Roxio Game Capture HD Pro, look down the links below to go to the website, and then there's another link to a whole review written by Patrick over here at BayoGames.com, where he did a written review about this card, and he gives the pros and cons, and he gives a bit more in detail on what he thinks and what he thinks is good and bad of what this product's about, even though there's not many downsides, obviously. But this about wraps up this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Feel free to share on Twitter and Facebook and around the internet, as you would be called, to your friends who may find this video interesting. So my name has been Orc Stubbs, and my link is down below for my Twitter. This is Sam Pope signing out. Goodbye.